So you're ready to get into the best shape of your adult life? Are you tired of dieting? Are you tired of maybe not looking and feeling as good as you can? Today's all about, how do you lose weight and keep it off? Have you ever tried to be on a diet to lose weight only to gain it back? Have you ever just wondered what is going on? I know summer's coming here in the Northern Hemisphere, and a lot of people are thinking about, especially, New Year's, about losing weight. Hello there, Hagai, Manishma. So here's something I want you to know that you may not know. January 19th, 19 days after people make New Year's resolutions, is usually the day that they actually stop achieving the goals that they set to achieve. And a lot of people, the number one goal in the new year for people is lose weight. That is the number one goal. Why do so many people fail to lose weight and keep it off? All right, can you give me an idea? Give me a little chat if you can hear me and see me, or give me a like or a love. All right, thanks, Mari. Hi, Jules. All right, so many of you don't know this. I was 243 pounds 10 years ago, 30+% body fat. And I had yo-yo dieted, meaning I went on diets, lost weight, gained it back. Lost weight, gained it back, lost weight, gained it back, lost weight, gained back. I often joke that I lost 250 pounds, just 20 pounds at a time, 10 pounds at a time. And I then did it. Hello there, Lillian. How are you, my dear cousin? Lack of motivation. That's a lack of motive for action. That's right. So no discipline. Arun says no discipline. I want you to keep this in mind. You and I are 100% disciplined to our current subconscious fat and weight settings. And so if you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years young, then the setting that you have in your brain is dictating the behavior and the expectations. So I want to share something with you. I'll share a little story with you. And then I'm going to give you some tips and some techniques to understand what may be happening in here. Would you agree, first and foremost, that everything that you're doing and experiences is because of something happening in your brain? And would you agree that we become comfortable with all of the results in our life, even though we may be miserable, or even though we may not like the results that we have? Just over 10 years ago, I was with my son Noah and Keenan on a ski trip. And Noah actually happens to be 24 years young today. And I was skiing with my sons, and around 10:30 in the morning, after about 90 minutes, I said to my two sons, they were sitting on the chairlift next to me, and I said to my two sons, hey, after the next run, I'm going to go in and, just do some reading. And my son Noah looked at me and he says, Papa, how come every time we're on vacation and we're skiing, he says, you always get tired after 4 or 5 runs? And I said, well, listen, I'm almost 50 years old. I worked hard yesterday. I gave him a lot of stories and excuses. And he says to me, he said, I wish you would stay out with us a little bit longer and enjoy our skiing. And I looked at him and I said, you know what, honey, you're right. I said, I'll make you a promise. I'm going to get into the best shape of my life. And at the time I was 243 pounds, 30+% body fat, feeling lethargic, borderline diabetic, hypertensive. My doctor wanted to put me on a whole bunch of pills, which I said no to. And so I said to Noah, I'll make you a promise. I will get into the best shape of my adult life, and I promise you that I will teach your children how to ski or snowboard when you have children. Now, you've got to remember, he was 14 years old at the time, and I had to make him a promise, or I made him a promise. And then I went to find out what causes us humans to gain weight. What caused us to go on diets and gain all the weight back? Because I tried to lose weight and I was successful 5, 10, 20, 30 pounds at a time. But then I gained all the weight back and I was tired of the effort. I was tired of disappointing myself over and over and over again. So here are a couple of things that I discovered, and here are some things that you may want to apply and learn. So number one is there's a part of our brain that all of you know, the left prefrontal cortex, I call it the Einstein part of the brain, that can choose, I want to lose weight. I want to release weight and get rid of 10, 20, 30, 40 pounds. I want to be healthy. I want to be energetic, vibrant, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But there's another part of our brain that is a little bit deeper in the limbic part of our brain, okay, called the emotional centers of our brain, but also the striatum part of the brain where our habits reside. Now, here's a question for you. What controls your life? Your decisions and your choices and your desire, or your habits? Which one? Decisions, choices, and desires, or your habits? Which one? Just type in which one, all right? And let me show you some things that'll help you, because once I understood what was going on in my brain and why I was losing weight and gaining it back and losing weight and gaining it back and losing weight and gaining it back, even though I exercised and dieted, that was what allowed me to release all of the fat and to get into the best shape of my adult life, which I have been at for the last 10 years. I went basically from fat at 50 to six pack at 60, which is really my focus for this year. And I'll show you what I'm doing. So number one is most people focus on a diet and losing a certain amount of weight. And what happens is they're able to use willpower, persistence, and desire to be able to do it. However, what happens in our brain based on how our brain makes its decisions? Number one is safety. Number two, okay, is avoidance of pain or discomfort. For some people, starting on a diet is motivational. It feels great. You start to lose weight. You look great. But to your brain, your brain's automatic systems, okay, are saying, hey, what are you doing? I need this energy in case I have to starve. If you think about the old brain that didn't get to eat every single day, didn't get the energy, the calories that it needed for survival and safety, and to make sure it has enough energy for that, there's a battle going on in most people's brains between the old part of their brain and the new goals, visions, and desires. And so when most people go on diets, in your brain, yes, it's motivational at first, but it quickly becomes a battle between the limbic emotional part of the brain and the logical imagination desire part of the brain. And when we have this battle in the brain, we have neural dissonance or chaos. So when your brain feels, okay, that you're using up too much energy and you're not taking in enough energy because of diet and exercise, your brain starts to cause you to rationalize. And that means you're going to tell yourself rational lies why you don't need to stay on this diet, why you don't need to exercise, why you don't need to sleep properly, which is one of the things that you need in order to regulate leptin, a hormone that is responsible for fat loss. So here is science-based fact number one. Are you ready for it? So based on how your brain goes, you have to eliminate going on a diet. Diets do not work. Let me repeat, diets do not work. Let me explain what I mean before you jump to conclusions. You have to make a lifestyle decision of you want to get into a certain weight category and you want to live a certain lifestyle that requires the identity of eating a certain way, of exercising a certain way, of getting a certain type or certain amount of sleep so that your hormones are regulated, not just to lose the weight, to keep the weight off. Now, we're not looking at weight loss. There's a huge difference between losing weight and losing fat. Listen, what is your body made up of? Bones, tissues, water, blood, ligaments, muscles, etc. When most people go on diets, the diets are geared towards quick fat loss or quick weight loss, which is mostly water. And you don't want to be losing the wrong type of weight. You want to be focusing on fat loss. And fat loss requires a totally different thinking than weight loss. Every diet works short term. And that's why people go, listen, I lost 5 pounds this week. I lost 7 pounds. I lost 12 pounds this month. How much fat did you lose? You want to be focusing, okay, not on dieting. You want to be focusing on what kind of lifestyle do you want? What kind of image do you want? What kind of physique do you want? What kind of energy do you want? What kind of ability do you want to have? And then say, okay, what is the food plan that I want to get on and stick to? So don't go on a diet. The only thing you're going to lose after 2 weeks is 14 days. So you want to focus on lifestyle change and the benefits of that lifestyle. So I made a decision that I want to be healthy. I want to ski and have fun with my wife and my children and to look in the mirror and not be embarrassed at my own image. I wanted to be able to teach my sons, kids how to ski or snowboard. I wanted to have energy and vibrancy and health and vitality in my 60s and 70s and 80s and beyond. And I feel and look better at 60, which I'm going to be this year, than I did at 45 and 50. But the first part was change the lifestyle that I wanted. Then I recalibrated, say, okay, what kind of food should I be eating every day? How many calories do I need to be able to sustain, not to lose weight, first to lose fat, then to sustain this weight, right? Because we already know what to do. Would you agree? So that was the first part. Does that make sense? I had to recalibrate, okay, the expectation point. Part number 2, okay, was I had to change my body's fat set point. There's something called a fat set point that we become calibrated to, just like a thermostat on your wall keeps your room at a certain temperature. We have a fat set point. And so if for a year or 2 or 3 or 4, you are holding a certain amount of fat, your body has a self-image, right? You have a hidden self-image of what is your comfort zone and how much fat you feel comfortable with. Pay close attention to this. We all maintain comfort zones, right? We like our room a certain temperature. We like a certain amount of money in the bank. We like our relationships to have a certain comfort zone. We also have a fat comfort zone that we have gotten accustomed to, because once our brain has a comfort zone, it doesn't want to deviate up or down for too long. So there are parts to our brain that wants to maintain our energy, maintain our safety, maintain our comfort zones. And anytime we lose weight or fat, initially we're motivated, right? We feel good, we look good, we get the compliments from our friends. But then what happens? We gain all the weight back. Why? It's not because you don't know what to do. It's because you haven't reset your fat set point. So I'll give you a very, very simple, easy technique. Many of you know that I love vision boards. So one of the things that I did back 10 years ago is I actually cut out a picture of the body that I wanted, all right? And I put my face on it. I had the body that I had at the time, the body that I wanted. And every day I started to use my imagination center to see myself in the new physique, the new body, the new energy, the new diet, the new exercise, the new sleep patterns. And I started to prime my brain every single day with the new body and fat set point that I wanted. And let me share with you something. Pay close attention to this. Stop the stupidity of going on a 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 week diet. It takes between 66 days and 365 days to recalibrate the set points of your habits. Did you get that? 66 days to 365 days. So when you make a commitment to a new lifestyle and you start to put into place some methods using exercises to recalibrate the self-image and fat set point, and you back it up, okay, with behavior every day. Here is my eating plan. Here is my exercise plan. Here is my sleep plan. My new lifestyle, my new way of being. So you don't go on a diet. You alter your plan to make the new plan the new normal. Does this make sense? Listen, if you want to lose weight and keep it off, this is what you have to do. If you want to lose weight and gain it back, do what you and most people keep doing. So I'm talking to you about the science of fat loss and recalibrating the systems in your brain. So number one is don't diet, change your lifestyle. And you want to create a new self-image and identity to match what you want. So by the way, for those of you who want to go even deeper on this, my team's going to put up a link. You can watch the Winning the Game of Weight Loss training with me and other experts, giving you a whole bunch of other techniques. And you'll be learning a whole bunch of exercises and stuff to do. I've got some awesome experts that you can learn from. But this is where I learned. I actually had to hire these experts in order to understand what's going on in here. Like what's going on in my brain. I'm a smart guy, but I keep gaining and losing the weight. I want to be healthy. I want to be vibrant. I want to be, better shape at 60 than I was at 50 and better shape at 70 than I was at 60. And we know how to do it now. So my team, if you have a link, give them up, give it to everybody. It's free. It'll be in the on Instagram in the bio and on Facebook and everywhere else in the links. So number one, all right, is don't diet, change your lifestyle. Number two is recalibrate your fat set point and create some visual images of your new body. And by the way, I want you to all answer this question. And this is something that many of you have heard before. Whenever I set any goal, I ask myself this question. I'm going to ask you this question as well. Are you interested in achieving that goal, or are you committed? Because here's what happens. We don't achieve goals that we want to achieve. We achieve the goals that we must achieve, that we're committed to. So I was tired of being fat. I was tired of not feeling attractive when I looked in the mirror in the morning. I was tired of being tired. I was tired of making excuses. And so I just made a commitment that I am going to slow play it, not fast, but I was going to make a commitment to my health, energy, vibrancy, and everything else. So I made a commitment to getting healthy no matter what, versus going on a diet. So if you're committed, I can help you and I can show you. If you're interested, to keep doing what you're doing. So, so number one is number one is don't diet, change your lifestyle. Number two is change your fat set point. And here is number three. So as you know, this is what I focus on. What's going on in this $100 billion brain of yours? So there is a place in our brain called the striatum. This is the part of our brain that scientists believe is where our habits reside. And earlier I asked you, what do you think controls our behaviors? Habits or desire? And it's habits. Desire might be the spark that gets us going, but habits is what keeps us going. So whenever I set any goal that I am committed to, not interested in, but committed to, I then ask myself, okay, what are initially the simple daily habits that I am committed to that will move me towards achievement of the vision or goal? What are the habits? Not what am I committed to for a day or a week or 2 weeks, but what are the habits, okay, that I am committed to developing. So what should my morning ritual be that gets me started and kept on the path of health, energy, vitality, and well-being? What are my behaviors? What is the food plan that I'm going to be on? What do I need to prepare in advance? What do I need to remove from my environment? What do I need to add to my environment? What about accountability? Can I get an accountability partner for 100 days to reset this striatum and the limbic part of our brain that wants to calibrate us to our old habits and wants to get us to revert back to our old habits? How am I going to create the new habits that are easy at first? Stop what you're doing, pay close attention. When we are dealing with habit formation, I want you to start slow and then pick up speed. I don't want you to say, I'm going to go on a diet and I'm going to exercise and I'm going to sleep well and I'm going to do it every day for an hour. No. How do you develop a habit that you don't meet with neural resistance? Whenever we're looking to change a habit, we are fighting deep limbic emotional centers in our brain, and they will almost always win. So here's what I'm going to ask you. How can you create some easy to do things every day for, let's say, the next week? Be successful where you build self-confidence, self-trust, and consistency. When we are developing habits, consistency is more important than intensity or duration. Let me repeat. When you are developing new habits, consistency is more important than duration or intensity or complexity. So you want to take, as Emeko, small baby steps that you continue no matter what. You reduce the resistance, you get on the right path, and then you pick up speed. Then you start to create, the pattern and the habit. Now, remember what I said, 66 days to 365 days. If you're making a lifestyle change, what's the difference if it takes you an extra month or two to develop the habit? Stop being impatient and start thinking longer term instead of short term. Start thinking about developing empowering, constructive, positive, life-giving habits as you release, let go of the old patterns and the grips that the habitual part of your brain wants to keep you safe and comfortable in. You could be comfortable and miserable. You could be overweight and comfortable and miserable. And you want to just change slowly so that you create consistency. Now, when you reduce the resistance neurologically, your brain is less likely to fight you. Does this make sense? So you don't want to have, that inner dialogue of, should I eat that? Should I have that? Should I work out? Should I not? Make it easy for you to win so you build your self-esteem, self-confidence, and self-trust. You know what the biggest fear is for most people who've been on diets that have lost weight and gained it back? You know what the biggest conscious and unconscious fear is for them? It's fear of disappointment. It's fear of, if I do this again, I'm going to disappoint myself, my spouse, my children, my whoever, myself. And so why the hell try? I've done this 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So when we are focusing on lifestyle change, when we're focusing on recalibrating the fat set points over 66 to 365 days, and we create some accountability, and we start to develop empowering habits to replace the disempowering natural habits that are there to conserve energy, to keep us safe, then we have a plan that we are more likely to stick to. Like when I was getting to my 50th birthday, I didn't want to do this again and disappoint myself. I'd already done that enough times. So I wanted to release the weight, not lose, by the way. We don't want to lose weight because then we go and find it. We want to release it. Weight, is calories, 3,500 calories, 1 pound. We want to release fat. We want to use fat, which is 9 calories per gram. We want to release the weight. And then we want to increase maybe a little bit of muscle for tonality. And we want to recalibrate the inner game. And so if you want to release weight and you want to keep it off and you want to go a little bit deeper into doing this, join me and a whole bunch of experts that I brought on board to help go a little bit deeper into, hormones and fat set points and exercise and nutrition. My team will put up a link, and let's help you get into the best shape of your life and keep it there. I will be taking you through my journey over the next 9 months. In September, mid-September, I'll be turning 60. I have a goal. I never had a six-pack when I was 20 or 25 or 15 or 30. And so I set a goal to have a six-pack at 60, not for the six-pack. It's for who I am challenging myself to become and what I think is possible. I don't mind aging. I just want to have energy, vitality, sexiness, all the stuff that I think that 60 and 70 and 80 can be. So I want to challenge myself to be the very best version of myself so that I can enjoy my life more. I want to be, just want to enjoy life. And I imagine that you're here following my work because you want to enjoy life. You want to feel great. You want to look great. You want to feel sexy. You want to, enjoy all the stuff that we can enjoy in our 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. And so here's the last thing I'm going to leave you with. In life, and this is based on a quote from my friend Jim Rohn, right? And he said, in life, you're either going to pay the price of discipline or you'll pay the price of regret. Discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons. I don't want to have regrets. I want to be able to live my life to the fullest. I want to look good, feel good, have more, be more, feel more, give more. And I know that, being healthy is one of the ways to do it, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically. And Neil, abs are made in the kitchen. Yes, you are right. That's why about 90 days ago, I eliminated all refined sugar. 11 years ago, I gave up alcohol. I became a vegan 8 years ago. So I have just been taking the slow, methodical path to achieving the goal. I don't need to do it in 30 days. Give me 6 months of your life doing this. Give me 3 months of your life, and you'll start to make progress. And as you make progress, right, practice is what makes permanent. Let me repeat. Practice is what makes permanent. So why not just practice the right things, and then you develop the habits to practice the right things, and then the habits start to create your motivation, your desire, your new set points. So stop thinking in terms of 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 weeks. Make a commitment to the lifestyle. Then you figure out the diets, exercise, sleep, etc. And then you change your fat set point and your self-image, and then you develop the habits. And before you know it, you're looking and feeling your very best. There you go. If you want to go deeper, I hope you enjoyed this. Please, if you enjoyed this, do you mind sharing this? I want people to be healthy and happy and vibrant and energetic and feel amazing. And you have it within you to do that. All right. So my team has put up some links for you. If you like to go deeper, hop in there and I'll help you reset your fat set points and your health set points and your energy and vitality set points with me and some other experts. Have an awesome day. It's within you. You deserve to be healthy. You deserve it. Are you interested or are you committed? If you're committed, go deeper, learn a little bit more, and then take inspired action. Thank you for sharing this. Every Tuesday, I do a session on all of my social media channels and share hopefully some really great brain-based stuff to help you achieve your goals. I like to say faster and easier than ever before. Not fast and easy, but faster and easier. High five, boom, 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 boom. Have an awesome, epic day. And again, thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing this. Bye, everyone.